What's up everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon X and Pokemon Y Wi-Fi battle. So this is a battle against Tim, aka PKSparkxx, and he was live streaming, so I knew he was done his team, so I challenged him because I usually don't like challenging people while they're still EV training and things. So looking at his team, he has the three biggest threats on his team that I can see is his Venusaur, his Dragonite, and his Ferrothorn. His Ferrothorn is going to be able to set up entry hazards, and with his really strong typing against most of my Pokemon, except Hydreigon, I guess, he's going to be able to just buffing up over everyone. His Dragonite definitely, I can predict that it has, I mean, it's kind of obvious it will have multi-scale or multi-scale, so it's going to be able to set up a Dragon Dance and sweep my team, and after he kills one Pokemon, he can set up again. And the Venusaur, when it Mega Evolves, because he's obviously going to Mega Evolve it the second it comes out, it's going to be able to resist and just buffing out, similar to Ferrothorn, but with Fire and Ice being the main way that I have with Jinx and Hydreigon to kill him. Starmie's going to be my main option, but Starmie being part water is going to be a problem against his Venusaur, so at the time of me battling, I didn't know how that was going to work out, but you'll see that in a bit. So, thinking about who he was going to start off with, my main guess was his Talonflame, because his Talonflame can take out my Jinx, my Mawile, and my Aegislash, and you're going to see how the prediction goes. So I'm going to start off with my Rotom, and obviously my Rotom has the amazing moveset of, he doesn't have any good Thunder moves except Volt Switch, so when I'm forcing myself to use a Thunder move, I'm forcing myself to switch out, and he ends up going with Greninja. It works out for me, but Greninja being faster is going to be able to use U-turn on me, but I will be able to eat that up because I've got good defense, and Rotom just has good defense. This is going to force him to switch out, and I actually do a good job on this turn because I go for the substitute, so I'm able to set up and take a hit while his Galvantula, who definitely outspeeds me, can do whatever he wants to do. So he's obviously going to go for a Thunder move because that's the best thing a Galvantula can do to Rotom, and he's going to go for the Thunder, and he's going to hit it, and we all know it's going to break the sub. But this gives me the chance to attack, and if I miss this Hydro Pump, which I'm about to use, then he's going to be able to take out my Rotom. But I do hit the Hydro Pump, and Galvantula doesn't have the best defenses. His defense and special defense aren't that good. He's mostly just a quick and strong attacker. So that will take out its Galvantula. And to counter my Rotom, he's going to end up sending out the Venusaur. So Venusaur, of course, as I was mentioning, is a big threat, so I want to cripple it as much as I can because I know I won't be able to take it out. I don't want to Volt Switch because it's kind of hard to predict what he's going to do because I don't know what he's thinking. He can set up the Toxic, Leech Seed, or anything, so I just go for the Thunder Wave. And this Thunder Wave is going to help a lot later on in the battle. Usually when the opponent's Pokemon is paralyzed, it doesn't really help me a lot because I barely get the Parahacks on him, but he's going to go for the strong Energy Ball, and it's going to take out my Rotom. So I'm kind of hoping that I get the Parahacks this battle because it will give me the opportunity to set up my Aegislash. This Aegislash here is probably, he was just sitting in my PC, he's EV trained and everything, but in defense form, it's weird. I was training him in shield form, I guess, using the XP share. So in defense form, his attack is almost equal to his defense, so that makes him really weak, and he can't really take a lot of hits. But anyways, I end up getting really lucky, and he falls to the Parahacks, and I'm gonna go for the Shadow Sneak, probably one of the most stupid moves in this battle I've made. I should have went for the Iron Head. He would have lived it, of course, but would have been much more effective because even though I have +2 and he lives it, I'll be able to get the flinch, possibly. I think it's a 30% chance of flinching him, and in addition with the paralysis, he won't get the Leech Seed up, but I go for the Iron Head this time, and I'm able to take him out. So that's the end of its Mega Pokemon, and I got really I got really lucky with those Parahacks, and he's going to send out his Ferrothorn, the next big threat, and at this point I knew he was going to go for Leech Seed or Thunder Wave, so I go for the King Shield, and I did not know this, but everyone always says King Shield and Spiky Shield are much better than Protect, but Protect's got its benefits. King Shield and Spiky Shield stop you from, well, protect you from damaging moves, and Protect actually protect you completely for that turn, so using King Shield, you can still get hit by Thunder Wave and everything, which I did not know, but using Protect, you won't be able to. Thunder Wave will just fail and everything, so in a way, they're actually all balanced. You're not going to make a move with the same purpose much better and stronger than the other move, but this Cabbage over here has Iron Barbs and a Rocky Helmet, which takes off a big chunk of my HP, and I don't know why, but he goes for the Thunder Wave again, which really uses up one of his turns. It would have been really smart if he was able to set up stealth rocks or spikes or something on these turns, because the second Shadow Sneak is going to kill it, and it really was just a waste of a turn. I'm not sure if he thought I was going to switch out or something, because a paralyzed Aegis Slash is pretty much useless unless you know how to use them with the King Shield and everything, because King Shield goes first. But his Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs are going to bring me down to red while I take him out with the second Shadow Sneak. So if he were to set up stealth rocks, then he would be able to avoid one of the minor sweeps that I do to his team, which would have possibly allowed him to win later on. So he goes for the Brave Bird. I also went for the Shadow Sneak, and they're both priority level 1 moves, so it looks at the Pokemon speed, and Aegis Slash, a good Aegis Slash is a slow Aegis Slash, so he's going to be able to outspeed me and take me out with the Brave Bird. So that was really smart of him to go for the Brave Bird. And my Starmie is known to take a hit to the last bar of HP before dealing his damage when he's outsped. So he's going to be able to take the Brave Bird, and I'm going to be able to go for the Thunderbolt. I was going to go for the Surf, but I was fearing that he was going to send out his Greninja, which isn't really much of a problem, but I want to make sure that I don't waste this turn. And you shouldn't always over-predict like that, but now he's going to send out his second last Pokemon, I think. It is the Greninja, and it's going to go for the U-turn, which I think actually helps me in a way, but it also doesn't, because I knew I was kind of sacrificed my Starmie at this point, but Starmie was the only Pokemon that could really take out his Greninja, so the fact that he's forced to switch him out gives me a chance to wipe out his last Pokemon before he can use that to get advantage over my weaker Pokemon trying to take out his Greninja. And since U-turn makes him choose his Pokemon before me, and I get to see what Pokemon he chooses, he's going to send out his Dragonite, and I'm going to be able to send out my Mawile, who has amazing defense, and he's going to be able to take any move that Dragonite uses on me. And he's part fairy, so you can't use Outrage or anything on him. I don't know why you would, but he's going to go for the Earthquake. I'm going to eat it up just above half, so he won't be able to use it. Well, so he won't be able to kill me in 2 hits. He has to either use Dragon Dance, which he is going to do, and then hit me with an Earthquake, or go for 2 Earthquakes. And in this turn, well, the turn before this, I actually missed the Play Rough, which is actually going to make it so he gets an extra turn. And I go for the Play Rough, and on the next turn, I go for the Sucker Punch, predicting him to actually hit me with that second Earthquake that would have potentially killed me. So now I got rid of his Dragonite, and now he's down to his final Pokemon, Greninja. So he's going to hit me in my weak spot, my special defense. It isn't really a weak spot, but it's the weakest spot of a Mawile, and that's going to end up taking out Mawile, which is pretty interesting because I really did not expect that to take him out. I did go for the Play Rough, but I didn't get the chance to use it, and I thought that the only counter that I had left on my team was this Hydreigon, and I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor as he goes for the Surf, and the Draco Meteor is going to hit him, and that is going to be the end of Greninja. And I really think that if he had a move like Ice Beam that was super effective against Hydreigon, because you saw that Surf did a pretty good amount of damage, he might have been able to take out my Hydreigon, and the rest of my Pokemon are, the only moves they have are Psychic and moves that aren't effective to him, so he would have been able to take out the rest of my team. Possibly, I'm not sure what his moveset fully was, but that's just what I was thinking, because that Surf actually did a lot of damage. And if he did take out my Hydreigon, it was the only counter to his Greninja other than my Mawile, which died from the Greninja Surf. So that was a really good battle. He did a really good job. I'm really happy that I got rid of that Venusaur in the beginning. But anyways, we both played really well, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to check out my opponent in the description, and I will see you guys later.